China. He came to the U.S. in the early 1900s. Died in 1975 at the age of 83 in Oakland, California. My father was not a typical immigrant entering the U.S. in the early 1900s. My father was literate and could speak English fluently. In the early 1920s and through the 50s, he raised monies for Dr. Sun Yat-sen, head of the Kuomintang Party and the democracy movement in China. My father traveled across the country opening and managing businesses from New York, Chicago, Cleveland, Dallas, and Seattle from the 1920s through the 1940s. In 1920, my father opened one of the first Chinese-American ballrooms in Chicago, the Bamboo Gardens that seated 2,000 customers. He also opened several ballrooms in Cleveland, the Far East, the Golden Pheasant, and the Bamboo Gardens. He hired band leaders such as Artie Shaw and Austin Wiley. He continued to open such establishments across the country for the next 30 years. My father's story has yet to become completely uncovered. As a young Chinese man traveling across the country and internationally in the early 1900s, he was able to evade racism and the Chinese Exclusion Act, and even becoming a member of a country club in Cleveland, Ohio in the 1930s. I believe that my father's main purpose in coming to the U.S. was to raise money for Dr. Sun and the democracy movement in China. My father immersed himself in the many Caucasian social and political environments, and even corresponding with the governor of Ohio and other prominent Cleveland business leaders. But he always maintained close ties to the Chinese community as a member of Tongs in Chinatowns across the country, which as a young man he took me to many of these events. I hope to uncover more of my father's story, as he was a pioneer of the importance of the Chinese in American history and the current China and Taiwan as we know it today. Thank you.